Hey guys, it's Savannah from merch.com. It is December at last, and the new behind the scenes were just posted, so this video is a merchandising review about that. I personally found the month a bit depressing, but I'll do my best to be positive about it so you can actually enjoy the video instead of hearing me complain. If you have any questions for me, feel free to post them in the comments below. Just keep in mind that this video isn't direct investment advice and I won't be telling you what to buy or sell. That's your decision. I'm just someone who teaches you methods and points out interesting stuff. For the VIPs, there will be additional information and advice in the VIP advice section at the top of our forums. The most interesting thing actually isn't specifically mentioned in the BTS post, so I'll get to that in a bit. Then we start off with the Tiran task set. Is that how you say it? Tiran. I feel like we're missing some vowels in there. Anyways, you get the idea, the elven stuff, the big city and all the things around it. It doesn't look too merchandising related at first sight, but they mentioned some improvements to your crystal bow and shield. And this could mean better stats or something like more charges or some special abilities. And I'm not saying that you should go buy a bunch of bows and shields because in reality it's probably not going to make that much of a difference. But what I'm trying to get at here is that it's not looking too good for Zarite bow and the level 80 and whatever level shields. I don't expect too much of it, but it's not like it's going to help those items a lot either, even though they're already in a pretty bad state. So moving on to the Dominion Tower update, you can expect maybe a little boost plus some increased speed on armor and weapon flips and short-term investments around this update. Jax will probably make the new stuff a requirement for the completionist capes again, so people will pretty much be forced to buy gear if they don't have any to get that cape back. Other than completionist people, I don't see that many people going there for too much time, so it's not going to matter a whole lot. Next up, the Premier Club. This in itself is no surprise to anyone, I think. I'm at least glad they didn't mention the word XP for once. But yeah, this is where the most important part of this entire post comes up. And it's summed up in exactly 3 words: so much more. So basically the part where they have so much more planned for next year. And that's what they always do in the post about the Premier Club. They mention the updates that they have planned for the first half of the next year. To basically get people to buy it, like to give them a reason to buy these packages. And when Jagex makes that post, you really want to have some money available for possible investments then. It likely won't be anything new since we already vaguely heard about their plans for next year at RuneFest. But who knows, there could be some nice surprise in there. Do keep in mind that about half of next year's updates come from the players, so we better get a lot of updates going that will have a good impact on merchandising. Okay, at this point I really have to do my best to not show my distaste about this copy-pasted update that mostly just screws up the economy. Okay, that was already too negative, I guess. The double XP aura is going to increase demand for items used to train buyable skills. And to be more specific about that, summoning, because with summoning it takes, like, most time goes to gathering charms, and once you can just use the aura for like 30 minutes a day to make pouches, you can get some super fast XP and save a lot of money. So it's definitely going to shake up that market. If you're into flipping, then flipping summoning related items could be a pretty good idea over the next month. Especially if you keep in mind that the aura resets at the same time every day, normally seen, I believe. So you can like kind of play in on that and buy and sell around those times to make more profit. Just an idea for you. Yeah, I guess we can pretty much assume that we're going to have some new XP boosting things in game almost every month from now on, since it's been that way for most of this year. That in combination with the amount of bots in game increasing quite a bit has made the price of a lot of items drop down gradually. A lot of people have been asking me, like, why are these items dropping really other than the bonus XP weekend? They have been. And that's simply because of the supply and demand issue at the moment with the bots and so much XP being thrown at us. Then as for the actual winter weekends, the first winter weekend, the ore should get a nice boost. Rune span and divination really don't matter much here. The second one, you might see some more ports items being brought into the game. So some short-term investments could work well here, possibly. Then the reduced costs in the Dungeoneering shop are actually really odd. It's the first time they ever do that. I imagine it's going to piss off a few people, but yeah, that's that, nothing merchant related. And then finally, because weapons and armors are so overpriced, was that sarcasm enough? Yeah, we're gonna get double drops in the last weekend. And sure, that's great in the short term because you can get some good flips and short-term investments on gear. But then during the weekend and after it, there's just going to be so much more weapons and armor in game. And it's only going to send down the prices a lot, which is just really sad. But yeah, that's just my opinion. That's kind of the effect in the long term. Then the Christmas event itself looks very creative, but sadly has nothing to do with merchanting. I really like the ideas they put in here though, so I'm sure people will enjoy it. And then we get to the absolutely cry-worthy last point of the BTS, Treasure Hunter. What it basically means is Jagex is struggling with profitability. Their figures were actually posted on Reddit earlier this month, I believe, and they really are struggling. And I guess they want a lot of people to buy bonds, and what better way is there than adding 2 tradable rares to Treasure Hunter, because 1 clearly wasn't enough. Now I'm sure they'll be profitable but high risk flips when they come out, but since they can pretty much be bought with money or with in-game money, you can expect a ton of these to enter the game, because pretty much everyone will want to be among the first to get these. And this will crash them a lot in the long run, and it will make them end up like the Fish Mask or Crown of Seasons or something, quite likely. So be careful also with hoards and whatnot. Usually hoarding these kinds of items really isn't worth the return on investment. So personally, I would just kind of stay away from that and focus on more profitable and more enjoyable items. Okay, enough of the BTS. Time to talk about merch, what we've been doing and what we have planned. As usual, we have a lot of plans, but very limited time to develop them all. Our developer put up the personal log statistics this month. We already had the global ones, but now you can check the stats for your own log too, like mine here. Last month we made about 4 bill profit altogether, but this month we almost tripled that by making 11.5 billion. Now that is so much better, guys. Great job. Other than that, our developer has been fixing bugs and focusing on backend improvements, which he will also be doing over the next month. All the updates that we have planned will thus unfortunately be delayed, as things need to be in order in the part of merch you don't see, which is the backend. These are things like tools so we can keep merch running better without downtimes and such. And there's also a lot more things he has planned. I don't really know all the details about it, so you could ask him if you're curious. And these things might not mean much to the average user, but for the website, they are really a necessity to help us to run well. Now, if you'd like to read more about future updates, then check the future updates and videos topic on our forums. I put a link to that in the description. Other than that, I just updated it, and I also added a guide I plan to make soon about flipping brand new items, which are usually high risk, like stuff to keep in mind then. I've had a lot of questions about that over the past month, so this video should fill that in. On another note, it's been very enjoyable to talk to you guys in our chat box, and I look forward to a lot more of that. The big video project I spoke about last month will be done this month, since it actually made so much more sense to release it in December. And in the meantime, I'm starting to get pretty close to 1.5k subscribers on our YouTube channel, which is really great to see. Welcome to all the new subscribers, and I hope to show you some great new content soon. Hopefully next month we can discuss something along the lines of a merchanting series, since a lot of people have been asking me about that, and I've been really sad that I had to end the road to max cash for the time being. So we can discuss that in a video sometime when I have time. That's it for this month, I guess, guys. Have a good one, enjoy your holidays, and I'll see you all again next week for another video. Take care.